the hand is going on, but you're able to like raise the props like during the hand. Like could be some very weird like force people to fold their prop bet. I don't know. There could be a cool prop like do 2 games at the same time.
Well, that's how you can get me playing props. We gotta do it in PLO, but not PLO. It's gotta be like double pot limit or like no limit.
What are you saying?
Imagine like
PLO prop.
Imagine like a no limit Omaha game with props. That'd be cool.
Hillary raising again, this time with 3-5 offsuit.
It'd be crazy. I think I'd like it. I'd probably lose a lot of money, but I think it'd be fun.
He gets through Howard's suited ace.
Why would you lose a lot of money?
But not Ivy's suited 6 or Patrick's suited 9.
No, I'm not saying the props. I'd play a hand bad in Omaha
Oh, I see.
and bluff off all my money.
Trip 7s for Patrick.
That's me. And that's a double for me, too.
I think we should set it up.
I check.
Like a 200, 400 with like a 200.
What are we at now?
Or something.
250?
No, we don't. We haven't.
The size process.
See, 3 pops.
Check.
What did you think? You think we had it?
Yeah, I know we didn't say now. I did think we had it, but I know we didn't, you know. It's okay.
Yeah, because then if you have like...
Hillary fires 9,000 on a stone cold bluff.
No, I wouldn't call it this hand.
Oh, no, it'd be weird.
Okay, so what do you got there? What you have, 30?
80 I want.
How about...
You went 60.
Jack in the middle is 10 times 2 is 20. Double. I mean, it's 20, right? And the 2 diamond
The 2 diamonds.
and the 7 a diamond.
2 diamonds is 5. The 7 of diamond is 5. 10.
And the other Jack is 10 is
You win
20.
80. And then I win 40.
Patrick deciding between a slow play and a raise.
I won 40.
Call it a raise to 28,000.
I won 20 from you and 20 from you. How'd he do?
Must have lost 60.
He still lost.
Lost 40 to Eli and 20 to you.
Zygmunt's 5 high, not looking so hot.
40 to Eli.
And I won 80, so I won 60.
What'd I do, break even? Against Patrick, I head is spinning now. And here's Patrick, he wins 20.
Hillary doesn't appear ready to
I'm
fold.
figuring it out.
Oh, I know exactly. Philly's right.
Against Patrick, I win 20. Against you, I lose how much? 40? But I win back 20.
Right. You'll break even.
So I break even. And
And
just
he
how you do.
loses 60. Eli wins 60.
So here's a way to do it. Like 200, 400.
65.
PLO, but
He's gonna re-raise to 65,000.
it's 10,000. Whatever you want. So you can just open the 10,000. That's the way to do it. But then pot limit after.
That's too much. Take back 5.
It's gonna make such a...
Yeah.
But the pot limit after, it's either 10,000 and the tool.
Fin on fin violence.
You would even need to do like 100, 200 because it'd be such sick action. Like 100, 200,
Well,
200 buy-in or something.
That was quick.
Wow. I would have had a flush draw.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that we're talking about 3D here in a poker live stream, but you would think the technology would have gotten better. I feel like it hasn't gotten better at all. It's just, I just prefer good old regular movie myself.
I mean, I'll put it this way. I went to the San Diego Zoo with my son and my parents, and we went and saw a 3D, like, animal thing.
Uh-huh.
My kid loved it. That was great.
Yeah.
I'm all for it there. But, yeah, I'm anti-3D. Let's get back to the poker. Buckley raises to 900,000. Olivier is going to call, dominating him, but he's out of position. We'll see how this one plays out. Actually, not for some reason I said it was King 9 versus Ace 9, but it's not. Instead, ooh, wow, what a flop here. Buckley with top pair. Olivier Bousquet open-ended with a flush draw. He checks.
I can't imagine Buckley not betting here, and I can't imagine Bousquet not raising here.
Would you ever check this back if you're Buckley?
I don't think so, no. I think there's enough value, and you don't have to worry about getting check raised. And you don't want to just give a free card to Jack 10 or something like that.
Right, I got you.
But
Olivier's just going to call.
Yeah, so I think that he feels like Buckley's just not going to bet this flop that wide. He's just shown the propensity to check. So it seems like he's really concerned with ICM too. He's really concerned with not risking a stack.
By the way, I mean, there's a $202,000 difference between second and third.
Yeah.
Goes check, check. And Olivier does not get there. I mean, he was a huge favorite on that flop. I mean, any ace, any 9, any 10, any 5, any diamond. He was just an enormous favorite, and he just bricked out. And this is going to get...
and he doesn't bluff.
He doesn't bluff. He doesn't bluff. Have to go check, check on the turn. And Buckley makes 2 pair. Now Buckley's going to bet. By the way, should Buckley be betting the turn?
I think you can go either way. I don't have a strong opinion. Small bet. This is
Bets 1.9 million into 4.7 million.
Well, we know Bousquet's being conservative, but it's a tempting spot to raise for Bousquet, just because he probably just thinks this is a hand like Queen Jack or something.
That makes a lot of sense,
yeah,
right?
That
Put
would
the
make
C-bet out there.
Or King Jack, and Bousquet might think that he could check raise here and take it down against 1 pair.
And under normal circumstances, he could. Unfortunately for Olivier, Buckley is backed into 2 pair. And I don't think he's folding.
Yeah, I don't think Bousquet is thinking of calling here. He's thinking of putting in a raise. Yeah.
This is interesting. Is there any way Buckley folds 2 pair? I don't think so, right?
I bet he gives it some consideration. But
Well, I mean, is King 8 really, when you get check raised in the river?
Yeah.
King 8's just a bluff. I mean,
it is just a bluff catcher, but
Olivier's not check raising with a hand worse than King 8, is he?
Right. Yeah.
And there's the check raise, and that's like 6-7 million.
I think the dealer said 8 million.
Yep, there it is. So it's 6.1 million back over to Buckley. And, there are a lot of people that go 2 pair, snap call.
Yeah.
But if you think the hand through, Olivier is not check raising with a hand worse, but he can't fold.
Yeah.
Buckley does make the call. And look at that. So Olivier, who played it so careful for the first 25 hands of 3-handed play, finally kind of steps out of the box, makes a play, thinks his opponent has a 1 pair and won't call with 1 pair. Unfortunately for him, he backed into 2 pair.
Yeah. I would be interested to see what Buckley would have done with a hand like King Jack, though. I don't know if you can have the confidence that he's just going to fold there. I'd be really curious to see. And also, if he plays this straight up, check raises the flop, and bets turn, he probably just wins that hand.
Here at the secondary table, Vimy right now sitting in the big blind. Yevgeny Timoshenko has raised to 17,000 with Queen 10. Vimy with King Jack.
If he's not defending his big blind with King Jack here, I'll move to Muleshoe.
He has been the defender. He calls for 9,000 more. Heads up against the Ukrainian-born poker pro. 10-5 tray. Vimy Ha misses. Top pair for Yevgeny.
Well, Ha got no piece of that flop, and he's going to lead out into the pre-flop raiser.
13,000.
I remember when Yevgeny wore a charcoal pinstripe suit at the 09 WPT Championship final table. Boy, he looked sharp.
You miss those days, huh? He calls. Turn card 8 of clubs. A 3rd club on the board gives Ha a flush draw.
Ha says pressure, pressure, pressure.
He's going to bet, but the water pressure is pretty weak. 23,000.
Timoshenko was a play chip shark as a teenager, then transitioned to real chips, and it turned out he was real good.
He made a lot of money online and on the felt. Yevgeny deliberately putting together raising chips to 65,000.
I like that raise from Timoshenko. It's a tester raise and often might end the hand right here.
We're going to learn something about Vimy Ha here, I guess. Well, so you want to stick around? Wow, look at that, a re-raise to 130.
I no longer like that raise from Timoshenko. Ha's got a lot of game, maybe too much game.
Feeling bulletproof with those newly won chips. And now Timoshenko with the best hand. Well, he's not convinced by Ha's actions. There's the call. Uh-oh. River card now. Another 5, more importantly, a red 5. So Timoshenko's hand is best.
Ha never paired up and missed his flush. I don't know if that's going to be an impediment to his aggression.
No impediments for Vimy Ha, 200,000.
Ha bet out on the flop. He 3-bet you on the turn. He bets big again on the river. What do you do here if you're Yevgeny Timoshenko? Timoshenko very methodical.
And the pump fake.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. He tried to get a read off of Ha, pretending he was going to call. I never liked that at all.
I call.
Yevgeny does call.
King high. What? King high.
Yep, king high. Yevgeny saw through the sham and will take it down.
Terrific call by Timoshenko. And wonderfully played by Ha. But I don't know if I want him consulting on my software.
Over 900,000 now for Timoshenko, his high point for the main event.
3-8-3.
Oh, it's not a bad flop for Queen 8.
Nice flop. Top pair. He's got 2 pair right now, of course. 8s and 3s with a queen kicker.
He can be pretty sure if he checks it, Dur's going to have a bet. Like a 90% certainty.
He obviously is not in there with the 9-4 to hit a hand. He's using his position, attacking those blinds relentlessly.
I'm going to go and see Stefan. You went to the other doctors, right? I've done the lucky.
4,007.
You know what? I can't take MRI. Nothing on the MRI.
And he's going to let it go.
I think all 3 options went through his mind there. Pass, raise, and call. If it had raised, I don't know what Chris would have done. I'm pretty sure Chris is going to at least call this one.
Yeah, it would have been interesting had Ivy made a move there. But I think Ferguson is definitely not going to go anywhere. And once Ferguson at least calls this, I think Dwan is done with the hand.
I think Chris will probably raise.
I got a pain without sleeping 6 months ago in the golf, and then I stopped and things started from my whatever
Yeah, it makes a difference. If he's caught the queen, there's less overcards can come to his hand. He can possibly just afford to call. But here, just having the 8, he wants to find out whether he's in good shape or not.
Tom Dwan, only 22 years old, but a student of the game. And I think he has Chris Ferguson on a range of hands that he could have here. 23.3 total. And here you go. There it is, the move.
25-3.
23-3.
25,000.
23-3. 23-3.
23,300.
And he makes it 23,300, putting the heat back on Chris Ferguson. Dwan with about 140,000 in chips. Ferguson with just over 100,000. And he is not going to lay this one down. No way, no how. He's put his money in there.
What a great call there from Chris. We're just going to have to see whether Tom can keep firing.
I mean, Chris Ferguson is a tight player, but he cannot be pushed around. There's a reason why he won the 2000 World Series of Poker main event, and of course he's a 5-time World Series bracelet winner. Well, that's a good card if you have the Queen 8 there. Ferguson has to like that card. Pot is just over $66,000.
Check.
And does Dwan continue firing here?
Well, he has to decide if Chris is slow playing the 3. Has he got a flush draw, or does he have an 8? And which ones of those can he get him to put down? And for how much?
I have to think that he thinks Ferguson has an 8.
Oh, he's checked it. We're going to see the river. Oh, that's a card that's never going to get rid of Chris Ferguson now.
And if you're Ferguson, do you check this one more time, putting your opponent on a bluff, see if you can get some action out of him?
It's got to be going through Chris's mind. What on earth can he give Tom Dwan right now?
Check.
I think that's a good check.
I love the check. I was going to say that. Well, the world champion has given Dwan some rope, hoping that'll hang himself. And he's reaching for chips.
He just can't leave that $66,000 behind.
60.
And the bet was $16,000. It's kind of like a call me bet.
Where is?
Right.
Oh, it's right there.
40,000 total.
Well, I think it was a fantastic check on the river by Chris Ferguson. Managed to induce the bluff from Tom.
How's that?
Extremely good play. Really from both players, you know, it was a real pressure play from Tom. He's unlucky.
Was I here for that hand? Yes. Oh, the misclick, right. Timex raising from the button.
Action was 4 rounds to Mike on the button. It's raised to 160,000 total. Very cold, small blind.
Pedro says, guys, watching from Portugal, how about the EPT Live free roll password? 4,200 players have registered already. Yeah, they guessed it. We are going to need to change our strategy with the free roll passwords, people. It's too obvious.
How much are you playing?
1.9. So McDonald raises from the button. Shemian calls from the big blind. King 10 against 7-9. Defending pretty light. And McDonald flops top pair. And Mike McDonald's been hitting flops a lot. It's not as easy to make top pair as Mike McDonald's making it seem right now.
Mike is going to pay out 175,000 total.
What's an Austrian to do? He's got a couple of backdoor draws. Nine high might be good. It looks like he is going to go a little crazy here. This would be ill-timed at best. Shemian check raises to 400,000. You know, you had to wonder when he was defending his big blind so light if he didn't sort of have this in mind anyway. Hey, maybe I'll hit the flop, and if not, I'll just act like I did. I don't think Mike can fold. This less a stare and more just seems like he's actually searching for something. that's a 3-bet. McDonald responds by clicking it back. A min re-raise to 625,000. See ya, Allah.
Well, he folds. Michael win this pot.
And McDonald consolidates his chip lead. A stack of nearly 5 million.
So action continues here at the arena. Brandon Adams, King 7. No thanks. Well, playable cards for Paniutu go into the muck. And Mike DiMichele will raise it up to 3,500 with King Queen of Hearts. Short stack will not risk anything now. The top stack, Eric Crane, loves to play. He'll make the call from the button.
I like Eric's walking cap. Of course, it seems preposterous on someone who doesn't walk a mile a month.
So Crane, with his 8-6 going up against DiMichele's King Queen of Hearts, heads up to the flop. The flop is deuce, 9, deuce. Not much there for either player.
Not much is generous. Absolutely nothing.
DiMichele checks. Crane checks as well. Turn card is a 5, and now a gut shot straight draw for Crane.
Well, who wants this pot?
Not DiMichele.
Eric's saying, all right, if you're going to hand me the pot, I will take it. Thank you very much. That's my boy.
5,000 to DiMichele. Michael looking at a lot of undercards on the board, but he's got to be worried about any pair that Crane might have.
He's getting ready.
Oh, wow. A raise to 15,000.
And that should shut things down. Very creative and aggressive from DiMichele.
And one last look at the cards for Crane. No, puts the card protector back in place and announces raise himself.
That's my boy. You know, Lana, it's like they're playing that game of chicken and Rebel Without a Cause. You want to see who's the last one to jump out of the car before it goes over the cliff?
40,000. Wow. It's 40,000 more from Eric Crane, and he's got the big stack to really push the rest around with.
You're right, Lon. And Crane really has picked a great spot to bet with Squadouche because DiMichele also has Squadouche, and this would be for most of the remaining chips of Michael DiMichele. But he hasn't folded yet.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness, that's right. Are you kidding me? That is audacious and brilliant. I want to be his big brother.
With nothing, his tournament life at risk, he moves all in.
This hand is over for Eric.
That's what it feels like to be on national TV with your pants down.
They're both caught with nothing, though.
No, this play by DiMichele.
That's what I'm saying, like, is it really worth trying
will
to
shut Eric Crane down. I mean, it's over at the OK Corral. Eric's just entertaining us.
Yeah, this might be right.
No, he pretty much self-destructed last year. He does not want to do it again here and folds to DiMichele.
Now that's one for the DiMichele video library.
A great pickup, and he got the chips off the chip leader. Michael DiMichele over 141,000 now.
Loves acknowledging the crowd.
Was I drawn dead? Let's see it on TV. Just a little while. Okay.
Against Craig Marquis and his ace-queen high.
Cantu, one of 3 bracelet winners remaining, along with 2-time winner Fee Win and 3-time winner Mike Matiso.
Action is on Cantu. He checks.
Marquis, 23 years old, attended the University of Texas at Arlington.
He checks behind Cantu. It's an ace on the turn. Marquis takes the lead with a pair of aces. Brandon Cantu checks. Marquis puts out a tiny 200,000 chip bet.
Perhaps Marquis trying to induce a reckless raise out of Cantu.
$1 million.
Brandon will oblige. Marquis will need 800,000 to call. Craig has the lead with those aces. Greg Marquis makes the call. River card now is a 10 of clubs. Marquis with those aces earns the check mark.
What you playing about?
Brandon wants a chip count on Marquis' stack.
Marquis got about 4.1 million.
I'm all in.
Cantu's going to raise enough to put Marquis all in.
The chip leader turns up the heat.
Marquis makes the quick call and will win the 12 million chip pot.
Wow.
That's what I thought.
It's tough to know where you stand with Brandon Cantu, but Marquis made the right choice with all his chips on the line. That's the planter's good instinct moment.
What a call. What a turnaround. Sometimes you can force a middle stack to fold for their tournament life, but Marquis had a pristine read on Brandon.
Mike, the kid says, that's what I thought. Just like that. Snap calls and says, that's what I thought.
Craig Marquis is the new tournament leader. At an outer table action on Ben Alcober in the black shirt at the top of your screen. He has King 8 of diamonds. Henry Tran raised with Trey Deuce.
Play me, man. Can we be friends? Would you like to play? Ton of chip, man. You don't need to play. The last couple of hands. You want to, what? You want to try to give me some chip?
One more play in the hand.
Alcober with a re-raise.
Tran talked Alcober into a re-raise. To review, Tran at the moment has 3 of clubs, 2 of hearts. If we were playing reverse hold'em, I think that's a top 10 starting hand.
Reverse hold'em, I like it. Now Tran is not going away. He 4-bets it to 43,000.
Yeah, this is the new world of poker. Shootout at the OK Corral, and no one has a gun in his holster. Some of you might recall Tran from last year's main event. He was at the feature table with Daniel Negreanu.
Alcober calls for 18,000 more, and look at the size of that pot, almost 95,000 pre-flop. All right, the flop. 9-4-7, that is pretty ugly. No pairs, no draws.
Alcober with a big stack, and he got it playing this type of game.
King 8 versus Trey Deuce. Alcober bets 32,000.
Wow, well, they just don't stop.
No.
You know, when you lose all your chips, they don't give you any more.
And here is another raise from Tran to 65,000. This is getting ridiculous.
They both start with rag hands. They both miss the flop, and they both bet like they've got the nuts.
And there's a call from Ben Alcober.
And that call prompts an Ushka look from Tran.
All right, turn card now. Another 9 that may allow them to rest their egos for a spell.
No, I believe we could see 2 flops, 2 turns, and 2 rivers, and neither of these guys would have a hand.
A check finally from Alcober. Tran likewise.
Wow, they ran out of unbridled moxie.
A deuce of diamonds.
Oh, deuce.
Tran with the smallest of pairs.
Tran rivered the nuts.
The best hand.
He rivered the nuts, Lon. A pair of deuces never loses.
Alcober now with just king high.
Wow, here he comes again with a ton of heart.
165,000. And what do you do if you're Henry Tran?
If I win, I only show this hand if I win. My hand not win, and I'm not going to show this hand.
If I'm ever in a car and either of these guys is driving, I'm jumping out of the passenger side door.
Six hand. How much was that?
Tran is really thinking about this.
Well, even if Tran's instincts tell him Alcober is bluffing, this is an enormous risk to be right. This would be for almost 2/3 of Tran's remaining stack.
Tran cutting out the chips to call. Oh. He does call.
What a call.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. King high.
King high for Ben.
Oh, wait. Okay, TV show this
no good. Look at Peltecki on the left.
That's why I said each with. No. See up over here.
Lon, that hand just advanced or regressed poker 50 years.
94,000 pre-flop in the pot. Over $500,000 when the dust settled.
I can see through his hand. That's the problem. Very good eye. Very good eye. That's the beauty of this game. That's why I said it's sick game. Sick game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is poker.
Twice we've seen Marcello make sort of a big raise on the turn and then nearly check an Instamuck on the river. So Tom must be thinking to himself, hey, yeah. This guy's going to start making some plays. This guy's making plays on me on the turn.
Absolutely.
This 3-bet by Tom from the big blind?
It would appear so. There's 20 in the pot. And Tom continuing to check, it appears. Oh, no. No, I'm sorry. He's reaching for chips.
I thought he had tapped the table there.
16,500.
Firing a big continuation bet.
Sort of to knock out ace highs, is that the idea?
Knock out ace highs, set up multiple barrels on later streets. It's also a good hand to semi-bluff with on this flop, because if you hit a king or a queen, that's a monster on the turn.
And if Marcello calls here again, I mean, is it the same sort of thing? Look, I might try and make a play on the turn.
Yeah, he has two overcards. If he hits either of them, in actuality, hitting the king would be a disaster. But
is Marcello ever ahead right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Tom can easily have 9-7, 9-10, even some relatively complete miss like Jack-7. We haven't seen him continuation bet much, but just because that's the case doesn't mean that his continuation bets will be particularly strong.
This feels like a real heads-up match. These guys are both kind of out on a weird limb.
Yeah.
I mean, look what
yeah, pots like this are why I love heads-up no limit.
Holy Toledo.
36,500.
Tom's bluffing with the best hand here. Marcello has just stone cold nothing at this point, but doesn't mean he can just give up.
So, I mean, the overall reason for Berakhir, is he trying to get Marcello off, consider that he could be floating, or is he actually trying to get him off a big hand here?
No, I would not say he's trying to get him off a big hand here. I'd say he's trying to get him off of ace high or a float. I think he is not expecting Marcello to fold a pair to this bet very often at all.
Right.
Marcello calls again with just king 9 high. At this point, he can't think he's best all that often, though, as I said before, no reason Tom wouldn't play 9-7, 9-10 like this. Board pairs. If Marcello was optimistic that his king 9 high was best before, that is a good card for him.
I mean, if you're Durr, you've got to think, you know, I mean, Marcello could have a monster here.
He certainly could.
Or, I mean, in his mind, he's not gonna. There's 126,000 in there. Is it the Sammy all in?
All in.
Wow! Oh my God!
Instant.
97,000.
I guess I didn't pick the right time.
What a gutsy play by Marcello.
Well, I don't think.
And it was a tiny raise too.
Not shoving the river, at least.
My God, it was only 48,000 more for Tom to call, and Marcello shows the bluff.
Oh, that's gonna spin him out.
Man, that shows great awareness. The only reason to make such a small raise there is because he thinks that Tom might be bluffing with a better hand. Tom's never going to fold a value bet for such a tiny raise. It's only to beat a hand like king, queen, king, jack, maybe an ace that Tom might be bluffing with. What a play by Marcello.
He's speechless. He's speechless. It's like it was such an insane play.
Can I get more chips, or do I need to be below 125?
He's going to rebuy.
How much more did you go on for? Like 50,000, right?
No, it's for almost 40,000. But I decided before to do it.
Can I? Or I'm not.
How can you call? You cannot call, even if it's 20,000.